How much house does $350,000 get you in Liberty, Missouri? Today we're going to be walking through a property at 503 Sarah Lane in Liberty, Missouri. This home was built in 1987. It is a 2,382 square foot home, 4-bed, 2-bath, and this one was actually a rehab home. The owner has had it for less than a year. It is currently under contract. It did sit for a minute. It was initially listed at $349,500. I'm not sure what they're under contract for currently. In my opinion, it was a little overpriced at the time. Looking through, just because of the age, it may still be a little overpriced, but because of the improvements, it is on par with some of the other similar priced homes in the area. So without further ado, let's dive in. So just from the front of the home, they did do the white and black, very contrast color scheme. The neighborhood was super nice. It was a little country out there. It wasn't too congested or anything like that. Fairly good sized yards, as you can see across the street right there. Just giving my client a really good view of the surroundings since they couldn't be there. The driveway was in a bit of rough shape, but it is a 36-year-old home, so that's to be expected. It didn't have any upheaval or any chunks taken out. It just cracked a little bit. Just managing those cracks is a good thing to do. That garage door has seen some better days. It is painted. Some of the paint's coming off. It may look like it was dented up. I think it had some slight dents in it, but they had just reworked that. In here, there was some spots. Looked like there may have been some wood rot down there. The ground is touching the siding, so that's a big no-no due to pests being able to enter or moisture getting wicked up in there. But the soft spots that I did see, the wood rot spots that I did see, they didn't look bad at all. They had been taken care of, recaulked, resealed, and repainted. Those stairs have been reworked too on the concrete. And then we go right in. Those lights were pretty neat too on the outside. I'm not sure how they were, if you need to change out the bulbs or anything like that, or if they're all just LED. But when you first walk in, it is the kind of split level with the bigger landing, so you do still have to make the decision up or down, but you have a bigger drop-off point. I always like to go down to the basement first, check out what's going on down there. All the hardware in this house had been changed out. I believe all the doors had been changed out. That's all brand new carpet, brand new light fixture. I believe this is under the stairs storage right here. And I hate whenever doors are set up like this. That one did have a little bit of a problem shutting, but I didn't see anything that told me that the house had any movement or anything like that. The hinges probably just needed adjusted. It was a slightly newer water heater. I couldn't tell on the age of the furnace, and they did not have the age of the furnace in the seller's disclosure on this one. Electrical panel looked pretty good. It was 100 amp. I think you still had like 3 or 4 spaces for breakers on that one. Washer and dryer would be down here as well. So it's just a neat little sitting area. This door leads out to the garage. And that door right there to the right leads out to the backyard. That is the main sewer stack. That would be where your clean out is. The garage was in pretty good condition. They did reseal the floor. You could see some cracks in it, but nothing crazy. There was no lips or upheavals on there. So all pretty standard for the age of the property. And that's just the garage. And it looks like there's more storage over there too. The backyard was decent size. I didn't get any more footage besides this. I think I had recorded on 2 different sets and I had already deleted them after I'd sent them to my client. Headed back on upstairs. I do also like how they have that more modern look with the cables going through the handrails as opposed to the rungs. New flooring throughout. They did a pretty good job. The baseboards were all right there next to it. No huge gaps like I've seen a lot of rehab homes. The paint, the fixtures, everything was pretty nice in this one. The kitchen area did have the quartz countertops. It had all new hardware, new fridge, new microwave, new oven. I do like the green and gold paint job as well. That's a good one. I don't think any of these were, oh, no, it was soft close. Was it the drawers that weren't? Yeah, they weren't soft close, just the cabinets. I don't know why, but they just do one or the other. I've rarely run into a house where both of them have been done. The backsplash on this one was pretty nice too. Honestly, out of all the rehabs I've been in, this is one of the better ones that I've seen. Looks like they replaced that wood underneath the sink. Probably had rotten out before. You spring a leak, nobody pays attention. Slowly over time, it just rots away and you gotta replace it. This is me checking the windows. So the age of the windows isn't 1987. I don't know how old they would have been, but they were not original. This fireplace over here is pretty interesting. It's a no flame fireplace, so it just, it's like a humidifier. It just runs a vapor through and lights up, and it gives it the look of a fireplace. It's all remote controlled. I didn't mess around with it too much, just turn it on, turn it off, let them know that it worked. This property is staged. All this stuff is just hung there for showings. Pretty sure all of the shades, the blinds in this house were all pretty nice. None of them were bent up or broken. They all operated correctly as far as I could tell. Always gotta check that railing, make sure I ain't going nowhere. Updated the bathroom. I think that mirror even had Bluetooth in it. LED lights where I hit the button. Another one of those vanities where you have the drawers that are functional, but they have to cut out and work around the plumbing underneath. Oh yeah, and I think I screwed up the stopper on this one. I pushed it down and it did not pop back up. So I just had water sitting in there. Redid the whole shower. All looks pretty clean. I tried to do a fisheye, I think, here just to give it a better vantage point so you can see a little better all at once. And this is what I get at with the horizontal or the vertical shots on which one works better. We're at the fisheye again. I hate how it makes rooms look bigger than what they are, but if I go back to normal, then you see two doors, and it's really hard to get the whole room in it, as opposed to whenever you have the vertical, you can usually see the floor and the ceiling at the same time, and it helps give you a general idea of how big that room is. As you can see, all the hardware, all the doors are new, all new lighting, new paint. I mean, they definitely put some work into it, which is why I could justify that price point, but the only issue would be is if it appraised or not towards the end of the contract. So then you're getting into all that where you have to worry about, well, we offered this and we think it's worth that, but what does an appraiser think? Which can happen on any property, but it happens more so whenever you over improve a property in an area where a similar property of similar age hasn't sold for as much. I think everything else that was right around this price was 2002 or newer. This would be the primary. I'm thinking one window was old. Yeah, that window is older. And then the one on the right, I believe, has a gap in it. It did not, I think these might have been the only two that weren't up to date. Yeah, there's kind of that gap on that side. There's you got the one lock in the middle. Definitely older, probably original. Hard to say. This bathroom was nicely redone. The bathrooms in these split levels are generally a lot smaller. Had the updated mirror. I think the vanity on this one was nice too. I can't remember if there was a gap on the right hand side that I point out. Nope, that one looks like it was caulked and everything. Oh, that's what it was. It's the drawer hitting the door frame, which, you know, shit happens, I guess. You can still get in it, it just doesn't give you a whole lot of room to work. I don't know what I was fiddling with there. And that was it. That was the whole thing. Out back, the back deck was pretty nice. I pointed out some more soft spots up in the soffits back there. Gutters looked clean. Roof looked fairly good. Yard was all good, nice and level. I think there might have been some spots on the fencing that might have been rotting out or needing repaired, or at least, you know, a plank or two, or maybe even a post resat. But all in all, that was a pretty nice one, and it's probably under contract for that $349,500. If it is any lower, I mean, I would say at minimum probably $325,000. But my clients ended up passing on it just because they weren't sure about the pricing on there, and as updated as it was an older home, and they were still also trying to steer away from the split levels as well. But so that's what $350,000 will get you in Liberty, Missouri today, June 18th, 2024. If there's any other properties that you are wondering about or anything like that, or you have any questions in general, please feel free to hit me up, and I will see you on the next one.